Hey, One Last Thought listeners, I have a big announcement today. We're launching a bonus show. For $5 a month, you can become what we're calling an insider and get access to it. I'm excited to use this private feed to do all sorts of things just for our insiders, such as early released episodes, commercial and ad-free listening, and most important of all, insider exclusive episodes. Our first Insider bonus episodes are already waiting for you on the Insider private feed. I will be uploading 2 new and exclusive episodes for insiders only every month. I'm super excited about this, not only because it'll give me an avenue for creating even more episodes, which I've been waiting to do for a long time, but because it'll give you all a way to support the show and make it even better. If you'd like to become a One Last Thought Insider, you can click the link in the show notes of the podcast app of your choice or go to glow.fm/OLT Insider. From there, it is easy to join in just a few clicks on your phone, and you can choose the podcast player of your choice to get your insider access on. See all of you insiders soon. Until then, stay inspired.
The most important way I can put this is I've written something that as soon as I wrote it, it changed my life. And what it says is, the love we fail to share is the only pain we live with.
Please subscribe and share.
Welcome to the One Last Thought podcast. Bite-sized wisdom and leadership lessons where people aim to answer one simple question. If there is one life lesson you would want to pass on to the next generation, what would it be? I'm your host, Ido Singer. I come from the world of professional basketball and am currently a Division I college basketball coach who believes that your time is valuable. This is why I've created these short leadership lessons you can learn from in under 10 minutes, utilizing the thoughts and wisdom of some of the best leaders I know. We have 2 great leaders sharing their thoughts with you today. AdaPia Dorico is an entrepreneur with a background in finance, technology, and real estate. An expert on connecting with your inner self, she helps others so that they can claim their personal power, self-leadership, and accountability. Brian Biro, America's breakthrough coach, is a professional speaker and author. Let's dive right in.
The most important way I can put this is I've written something that as soon as I wrote it, it changed my life. And what it says is, the love we fail to share is the only pain we live with. And that means that if you learn to express your recognition, appreciation, acknowledgement, right, to live your life looking for the best in yourself and others, then you're going to live a life that chooses faith over fear, that really lives a life that's pain-free.
Taking the time for self-reflection, self-inquiry, and contemplation is a vital part of growth.
And so what that means is the only reason that we don't do that is ego or fear. I really believe life is about moving from ego to we-go. As we lift others, we lift ourselves. And it manifests in several ways. Being humble. Being humble doesn't mean that you think less of yourself. It means you think of yourself less. And when you're humble, you're open to looking for greatness in others because you don't feel threatened by them.
So taking this time to reflect and contemplate and really understand, who am I outside of societal norms or culture or media or others. Really taking that time, who am I, what do I want, what have I done, is one of the most powerful tools that we have to understand ourselves.
I'm going to give you a really simple but powerful and fun way to really begin to be that person who is what I call a world-class buddy thinker, someone who really lives pain-free. We're going to use a great sports icon, ESPN. The E says to express your thanks, your appreciation, your love with effort and energy. Not just kind of as sort of by rote, but really put your heart in when you tell people how you feel about them, what you think about them, the good you see in them, to acknowledge them. It also means thank people for their effort and energy, not just their results.
And in addition to that is doing this work with a lot of compassion. It can come very naturally to not want to look at certain parts of ourselves and to judge ourselves, to feel shame or guilt or blame. And the point of any type of reflection is to be objective.
We've been kind of conditioned to only give praise when the job's done, the numbers hit, the goal's been achieved. Keep doing that, but if you want to be the best, you want to be someone who is a real people builder, then come from the place of looking for their effort, their energy, the attitude, the things they control. All right, so E is thank people with and for effort and energy. S is to use the power of surprise. Surprise is the super glue of impact. A handwritten card today is an incredibly surprising thing to get. An unexpected phone call. Simple little gestures of kindness where you really express the way you feel about people, what you see in people. Stay with them stronger than any other way you can do it. So S is surprise.
And so if you find shame or guilt or judgment coming up, approach it with compassion. Approach yourself with compassion. The point of life is to understand who we are as individuals and how that individual fits into the collective. And now more than ever, we need individuation to serve the whole.
P is most important of all, and that is to be fully present. In a world where we are more present with our phones, the average American father spends 9.5 to 10.5 hours a day on a digital or cellular device and less than 8 minutes a day with his children. We need to be fully present. That means when you're with people, 100% of your mind, body, and spirit is with that person where they are now.
How can I be my own authority without needing to overpower someone else? And if I stand in my own authority, I give permission to somebody else to do the same. And this creates a knock-on effect of personal leadership and personal accountability.
That's the only way we truly communicate to another human being that they're important, that they matter, right, that they count. And being fully present is a choice, right? You can choose to be more fully present each day, to listen before you think about what you're going to say. Being fully present is the ultimate gift and the ultimate way to really, really express that love, appreciation, and acknowledgement. And finally, the N, it means now. Every day we are on a path. It's actually a road, and at the road there's a Y, and there's two directions you can go. One says as soon as, and the other says now.
There comes a time in our lives when we realize that everything we've been taught about what to achieve, what to want, who to be, serve to get us to a certain point. But like a seed that holds a plant inside of it, that plant needs to break out of the seed to grow into a tree.
To tell you the truth, as soon as looks easier. It's well lit, it's been recently paved, looks easy. Now it's a little scary. It's got some potholes in it, a little dark. But if you keep choosing the road called as soon as, it's a direct road to never. Choose the now. Reach out to those people now, because the truth of the statement, the love we fail to share is the only pain we live with, is amplified if you choose as soon as, because then it becomes the love we fail to share is the only pain we leave with, and that's too late.
So if there's one thing that I would leave, it's to look at yourself constantly without judgment, with an open mind, with an objective mind, and with very much an open heart, and to do your best to accept yourself, everything that you are, everything that you have been, the person that's brought you to this point in time, and to take the present moment to choose differently and to go out into the world from that place of total self-sovereignty and allow others to do the same.
So I'm encouraging you today to move from ego to we-go, become a master of ESPN, and most of all, to remember that the love we fail to share is the only pain we live with.
This was episode 48 of the One Last Thought podcast. I want to thank my guests, AdaPia and Brian Biro. it's time for the One Last Thought review of the day, and this one comes from Stick It, who says, "Creative and sincere. I really enjoy the creativity and sincerity with which these sound bites of inspiration and wisdom are woven together." Well, thank you, Stick It, and I'm so glad you're enjoying the show so much. I really appreciate it when people take the time to show some love. Thank you. If you'd like to find some exclusive offers, giveaways, and opportunities to further connect with the guests you've heard on this episode, please check out the show notes. You never know what goodies our guests may have waiting for you there. Please support our guests by connecting with them directly through those links. They're waiting to hear from you. You can find us online at One Last Thought Pod on everything. I want to thank you, the listeners. If you're still listening to this, you're obviously invested in this journey, so why not spend a minute, subscribe, give us a 5-star rating, and maybe even leave a review. I couldn't begin to explain how much that would mean to me and to the continuation of this show. Thank you for listening, and until next time, stay inspired.